All right. G'day, Steel Nation Australia. G'day, Steel Nation worldwide. And g'day, Steel Nation universe. Welcome to another episode of what are we talking about this week? We're talking about the playoffs. And this is the very first time that the Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, this might be one of the very first times that I have not talked about, well, the main focus won't be about the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is quite crazy to me. Just want to give a heads up too. This part of this video will be recorded, and then straight after when this is done, I'll be doing live stream questions and having a bit of a conversation about the NFL and playoffs and things of that nature, as like a Tomlin reference is. Also just decided to wake up and do it. So it's just kind of the face you get to when I do live stream reactions in the morning, 5 a.m., 7 a.m. I thought, you know what, stuff it. I'm just going to get on here and put me jumper on and just talk some football early in the morning and use this as a record. And then we'll do the live stream reactions. So, bear with me if I look like a bit of a sleepyhead, because I do. I thought, fuck it, we'll just get on and we'll just wake up and we'll just talk some NFL. But it's very strange at the time. Very strange right now that we're not talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. They made the playoffs. TJ Watt had that fumble, 7-0. I'm feeling pretty good. Next minute, 28 unanswered points. And we lose. What did we lose by? 42 to 21. We didn't even deserve to win to get 21 points. Really, it should have been 42-14. One of the biggest problems I had with that game was our defense. We let up. My homies had over 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and Travis Kelce threw a touchdown. That explains everything. We will have a lot of time during the off season to go through and talk Pittsburgh Steelers. I even know now all around the Steeler universe, like I say, there are people asking me or asking other websites, who's going to be the Steelers quarterback? Who's going to be this? Who's going to be that? Yo, it's been 2 days since Ben. Let's calm down. I don't know who's going to be the next quarterback. We have some speculations who it might be, but I don't even want to put too much energy into that just yet. We have such a long off season to get through. There's another 7 months away from football, from preseason football. We have the USFL to cover. We have a lot of those things to cover. So I'm not really worried about who's the future quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is he even on the roster yet? Is the future quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, is he playing playoff football right now? I'm not worried. What I want to focus on, what I want to get into over the next 7 games, I think there's 7 games left, including the Super Bowl, is the NFL playoffs. Yes, the Steelers are out now. The Pittsburgh Steelers are gone. They're out. People are saying, will Mason Rudolph step up? Some of these questions, these questions, like they're legitimate questions, but at the same time, some of these questions can be answered during training camp, and we're not even near training camp. We're 3 days removed from a playoff loss that sucked, and straight away we go into off-season mode. And I get it. I just want to see if we can talk about, there's a long time. There's a very long time to talk about the off-season. Okay, I'm rambling on. Let's do. Remember, this is pre-recorded. So let's do the playoffs here. And as you can see, the AFC, NFC, one winner. There's 8 teams left. 8 teams left. Tennessee Titans, Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills, KC Chiefs, Green Bay Packers, San Francisco 49ers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the LA Rams. Very crazy, isn't it, eh? Now, I used to go through on the other AFC North rundown, I used to go through the previous games and talk about the previous games. We won't really talk about the previous games too much because that's gone. See you later. Pretty much last week in the wild card, the Bills ran over the Patriots, the Chiefs ran over the Steelers, and the Buccaneers ran over the Eagles. There was complications with the Cowboys and 49ers with Dak Prescott. Dak probably should have threw the ball and not ran the ball like a QB draw. That was pretty silly. And the Bengals just beat the Raiders. So that's the coverage there. What we're going to get into is this. The rankings we still have. I think there are now, 4 teams? Yeah. Vegas, done. New England, done. Steelers, done. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4 seed teams on your screen right there. And my pick so far is the Tennessee Titans. I want them to win it. I don't want to see KC there. I don't want to see KC in the Super Bowl again. Buffalo Bills, you're my second. And I definitely don't want to see the Bengals there. So I'm rooting for King Henry to go all the way to win Super Bowl. Nothing better than a running back like Derrick Henry to win a Super Bowl. Okay, NFC. Dallas. You stuffed up, Dallas. You had 2 passes, too many penalties. You stuffed up. Cardinals. Whoa. Let's go back. Cardinals. Cardinals thought they had a chance this year. You know, they were the hottest team out of the gate, and they fell to pieces. They fell to absolute pieces. So they're done. Cardinals done. And then the Eagles probably shouldn't have been there as well. A bit like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They shouldn't have been there. They tried their hardest, but they fumbled. They fumbled the punt return, and they just did some really silly errors. And next minute, they're gone. So we're left with the Green Bay, Tampa, Rams, and San Fran. Out of these 4 teams, I think I want. Let me see. No Buccaneers. Can't stand Brady. Brady needs to retire so we can have a league without Brady. We don't need Brady in this league anymore. I'm just sick of him. He's just go away, Brady. Packers would be okay. I don't mind the Packers. Rams for Stafford would be okay. But I think an exciting matchup with their receivers, Ayuk and Debo, in the Super Bowl would be fun to watch. Would be Titans versus 49ers. I think that'd be fun. So I'm going for the 49ers too. I'm going for the underdog, 49ers. Even though they've won so many Super Bowls, right? Actually, a lot of these franchises have. Tampa has 2. Green Bay has, I think, 3 or 4, and San Fran has 5 or something like that. I think Rams have 1. So that's left. Let's get into the games. This week on Saturday, your Saturday in America, my Sunday. Remember, I tend to try and speak in American terms because my audience is about 80%, 85% American, which is great, which is fantastic. Your Saturday is Bengals versus Titans, San Fran versus Green Bay, and Sunday games, LA versus Bucks, and the Bills versus Chiefs. So we're going to break it down and go through tail of the tape. Let's go. Head-to-head matchup. I didn't know this, but these 2 teams have played each other quite a lot. They've played each other 76 times. Pretty even, 40-35 Titans with the overhead victory there. 2021 wins stay the same. That's probably I probably should have. I don't know if I should have done these stats better, but this is what I'm going with. The Bengals they won 10 in regular season, and Titans won 12. Pretty evenly matched. The playoff record is a big one for the Bengals. Last week, their playoff record was 5-14. The Cincinnati Bengals won their very first playoff victory in 31 years. 11,333 days, and they won a playoff game. Now, what the Steelers are getting back into, the Steelers are getting into that territory. The Steelers haven't won a playoff game in 7 years. Not too sure how many days that is, but the Steelers have now lost 4 games in a row, and the Bengals broke their streak of 7. So as much as I bagged out, laughed at the Bengals, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going into familiar territory of the Bengals. So the Bengals get their first playoff victory, 6-14. The Titans have won 17-20. So the Titans have the edge. Super Bowl wise, the Bengals still have 0. They have lost 2. But this team could go all the way. This young team could go all the way. Okay. Tennessee Titans have lost 1. So both of these franchises have not won a Super Bowl. My money, I've actually got real money on it. I've put money on the Titans. I think the Titans are not being talked about, and I think the Titans can go all the way. I think if you can get Derrick Henry 100% and get him running and getting 100 yards a game, I think he sets everything else up in the passing game, and I think that defense will rally behind that kind of team, that kind of a unit who's going to run. King Henry's going to do it by himself. He's going to run the Titans to victory. Now, it would be a massive upset, and I think the cool uniforms Titans, it would be a massive upset if the Bengals win. Now, I don't think the Bengals win. I think they just lose. I think it's a run game. It's a defensive game. Titans at home, I think the Titans go up like 7-0, 10-0, 10-7, 13-7, stuff like that. I think this game is more defensive than what the Bengals have been used to. I think the Bengals receivers get locked down. I think Joey Burrow gets annoyed. Hopefully Bud Dupree's back and that defense can go off on Joe Burrow. I just think this is the game that Mike Vrabel will be ready for this. Obviously, I think Mike Vrabel, he could be very well coach of the year for the Titans. If he gets this victory, the Titans will be a very key piece to slow down. So I think the Titans win this game 23-20, and they prove themselves that they can go into the AFC Championship game and win that game, and they have a chance in the dance for the Super Bowl. Titans win. Next game. Head-to-head is now Packers versus the 49ers. Excuse me while I get some water. Packers versus 49ers. Another big game too. I'm so excited, even though I sound like a frog. When I still got I woke up with a bit of hay fever today too. That's just like, that's why I sound a bit like raspberry. I'm pretty excited for this week. So I'm going to do all 4 games. I'm going to do half the game of the Titans versus Bengals. I'm going to do the rest of the games too. Packers versus 49ers, 38-32. Big game. Huge game. I think, hang on, I'll get to it. 10 wins. All right, let's go speed run. 13, 34-22, 36-24, Super Bowl 5-2, 4-1. All right. Cool uniform baggers. All right. I think the actual how to speed run. I think the 49ers upset the Packers. I like the way that is it Joey Bosa? Was it Bosa? Is that his name? Joey? I think it's Joey Bosa. And that 49ers front, that defense, I can't name all the names. I don't know all the dudes, but what I saw last week against the Cowboys, they really put some pressure on Dak. They really got after him. I think the 49ers are fired up. I think they like being the underdog. I think they're gonna upset Rodgers. I think Rodgers only throws 1 touchdown and maybe Rodgers throws 2 or 3 picks. I can see the 49ers winning this game. I think they're full of fire. Now, I don't like Jimmy Garoppolo that much. I really don't. I think he's an average quarterback, but they're running the football really well, and they're getting after the run too. And I think it's Joey Bosa. Let me do the intermission. Now I'm getting myself a bit ahead of myself. Should be more professional and have my depth chart out, but I don't. Oh, Nick Bosa. I got the wrong one. Yeah, I got him wrong. Nick Bosa. Doesn't matter. The Bosa boys are crazy. They're super crazy. And Eric Armstead too. They're all nuts. They're all big fellas, and this defense is look out. Okay, Nick Bosa is going to lead the way, not Joey Bosa. He's from the Chargers. But also I like the offense. I like Brandon Ayuk. I like Debo Samuel. I like those two receivers. And Elijah Mitchell, the running back's doing pretty well too. Kyle Juszczyk, the big fullback. So who did I forget then? George Kittle as well. I like the offense. I think the offense plays well. Now, Jimmy, I do. Maybe I haven't watched too much of Jimmy. I don't. Maybe I haven't seen too much of him. I just think sometimes he stands in there like Big Ben and gets overthrown. But other than that, yeah, I think the 49ers win. Just why not? Shock them. Let's shock the world. They're going all the way. They're going to shock Rodgers. Rodgers is going to hate the Packers, and then next minute he's going to become a Steeler. All right, next, the Rams versus the Bucks. Tail of the tape, Rams own, 18-9 over the Bucks. 2021 wins, very similar. Playoff record, 23-27, that's okay, and 11-9. Super Bowl 1-3, and the Bucks have also, they're 2-0, they're 100%. Cool uniform, and also, I can't stand the Bucks uniform, not a big fan. Not a big fan of the Bucks red. I'm not a big fan of red in general. I like the old blue color. For me in this one, I've got the upset with the Rams. I liked the way that Matt Stafford played the other day. I said to you guys too the other day too. I like the way that Odell Beckham Jr. is playing for the Rams. He is 10 times better with the Rams. I don't think he's as selfish as he was, showboating as he was with the New York Giants. And I don't think he's not as underused. He was so underused in the Browns, and Baker Mayfield couldn't get him the football. Aaron Donald and the Rams there, hopefully he doesn't get Defensive Player of the Year. And Von Miller and some of those Rams there, I think they upset Brady. Can we upset the uppercut? Can someone just get rid of Brady? I'm done. I'm done with Brady. If the Bucks go to the Super Bowl and it's Bucks versus Chiefs again, nah, can't handle it. Can't handle it. Let's move on. I think the Rams win. Let's go. This is another game too. The Bills versus Chiefs. So you have Josh Allen versus Mahomes, right? Similar. Yeah, I really should get rid of that 2021 wins. No one really cares. It's very similar. Playoff record 17-18 and 16-20. Both teams have been to the playoffs a few times. They've had a big experience. Super Bowl wise, we all know what happened to the Buffalo Bills. I think it was in the 1990s. They lost 4 in a row. And the Chiefs are 2 out of 4. Cool uniform. It's an easy one there. It's the blue versus the red. I think I've forgotten who I'd chosen. Yeah, there we go. Bills. There we go. Bills 37 and the Chiefs. So this matchup here is it's Josh Allen versus Mahomes. Could be a bit cold. It could be colder in the Chiefs Stadium. I think the Buffalo Bills fans would rather play this game in Buffalo, surrounded by the Bills Mafia, getting powerbombed through tables, last riding their wife through a table, covering themselves in ketchup. Like that stuff's so weird, man. That's some really weird stuff. Now, I think the Bills are pretty on fire. What they do last week, the Bills were the only team in NFL history to, I think, was it not go for a field goal? Wait, no. Bills were the only team in NFL history in a playoff game to not punt the ball, as they beat the New England Patriots like 45 to something. Like they killed them. They're playing really good football. Stephon Diggs, the receivers, the O-line. They've just who's the fella? Josh Allen's playing out of his mind. Can they go? And this is another big game. Can they go into Chief land and upset the Chiefs? You got Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, who threw the damn football against us and the Steelers. A lot of people said the Chiefs were just using that game as a warm-up game. Can the Chiefs defense stop the Bills? This will be a very fun game too. This is the last game on the schedule. I just think that for me the Bills win this game, and maybe you guys can do some live stream questions in the next 5 or 10 minutes, and we can talk about a few of these games. But I just the reason why I just want these are more want than I think. I want the Chiefs. I want the Chiefs out, and I want the Buccaneers out because I don't want to see the same Super Bowl as last year. Chiefs versus Buccaneers. I just don't want to see it. I'm just done with it. All right, that's going to be the end of this portion of the show. As you can see here, we have one winner. The Steelers got knocked off. Oh boy. The Patriots got knocked off. The Raiders got knocked off. Next on the NFC, the Eagles are done, son. Cardinals, see you later, Kyler Murray. You did well, but then you sucked. And the Cowboys, the Super Bowl. Cowboys, Dak Prescott, done. So we are down to 8 teams. 8 teams, 1 winner for the Super Bowl. And I can't wait. I cannot wait for these games coming up in the next few days. So yeah, hopefully you guys like that little presentation about the NFL playoffs. Playoffs? We're trying to win a game. I love that. That's always so funny to me. All right, so I'm going to play that pre-recording of that little show there for 22 minutes. And now we're going to chuck it over to the live stream portion. Well, it's all live, but this part was pre-recorded. And we're going to chuck it over to Mark Davison to field some questions, talk some NFL, and think about who's going to win. Who do you want to win? Who do you want to win the Super Bowl? Titans, Bengals, Bills of Josh Allen, Mahomes with KC, Aaron Rodgers with the Packers, Jimmy Garoppolo with San Fran, Matt Stafford with the Rams, Tom Brady with the Bucks. Who's going to win it? We don't know. That's why it's so exciting to be an NFL fan and to it sucks that the Steelers aren't in it, but I'm still going through a bit of grief. I wish they had a chance to be in the dance, but we'll have to wait till next year. We'll just wait again till next year. Always next year. Got the draft coming up. A lot of off-season talk. A lot of stuff I don't know about. I'm not an expert. I'm just someone who's really passionate about my team and I'm passionate about the NFL. But my pick this year is the Tennessee Titans. So, all right. Thanks, guys, for listening to this portion of the show. Hope you enjoyed it. And let's go to the live stream. All right. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Oh, that's cool. That's like two of me. G'day, guys. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Sorry, I was on a phone call. I was on a phone call doing some things. So, who's still alive? Who's still here? We got three in the chat. Hope you enjoyed that. Look, there's some big things coming up. Big things coming up with the NFL. What do we have first? The Bengals. G'day, Rip. The Bengals versus Titans. Like I said, a massive matchup. I do want King Henry to win one. I think it reminds me of guys like, the bus, like win one for him. I think, stuff Ryan Tannehill. I don't care if he wins a Super Bowl, but I do like the idea of the 100%. I do like the idea of, the running back, King Henry, having one. Like, if we go look into the Titans, let's look at the Titans depth chart. Of course, you've got their quarterback, Ryan Tannehill. You have Julio Jones, too. He would be fantastic for him to win one. A.J. Brown, too. Who else do we have? Taylor Lewan, left tackle. He's pretty good. I think David Quinsonberry, I think he's all right, too. Like, big fellas up front, the right tackle. Dante Foreman's the other running back, but bringing back and Dontrell Hillard, but bringing back King Henry will be great. Bud Dupree, if he's healthy, if he's playing, Rashid Evans, a middle linebacker as well. Kevin Byard, man, these guys. Hopefully, this team can go on a run and they can beat the Bengals and win one for King Henry. Why not? Why can't? And I agree. I agree with you too, Dan the DM. That's heaps good. You can't, they say that he comes back into the training camp and he's 100%, but you don't want to overwork him. Maybe give him. I think I overheard Pat McAfee today talking about how many carries do you give him, and Pat McAfee said, "I'll give him 30 carries." Give him 30 carries, but that's probably too many. Maybe give him about 15 to 20 carries. Even 15 will be enough. But there's something fun about watching a guy like Derrick Henry just run over someone. It's so much fun to see him run over someone and have a good chance at the playoffs. And the Titans have never won one. The Titans were the Super Bowl team that they were the team that stretched out they stretched out, put their arm out, and the Rams were like 1.5 yards away. Also the Cincinnati Bengals haven't won one too, but we don't want to see them win. I think there might be there could be one. I think there's one Bengal fan here that comes by every now and then. They were 3 inches short. Yeah, that was the Titans. But you've got Julio Jones and you've got, who did I say? A.J. Brown, Chester Rogers. So those fellas, if they can establish the run, which they have been doing, and King Henry comes back, man, he's like probably the only team in the AFC where I think I want to win now. I don't want to see the Chiefs win, and I don't want to see the Bengals or the Bills. Bills will be okay, but it's still kind of funny seeing the Bills have 0-4 in the playoffs. On the NFC side, you got the Packers and you got Brady too. Brady, the Buccaneers. I don't know about Brady, man. Kind of done with him. 44 years old, and dude, he's all right, but I don't want to see the Bucs in Super Bowl too. It's going to be a big day for everyone to watch. I want to see some young teams in there. I think it'd be great to see Tennessee Titans in there. And my pick is Tennessee Titans versus the Niners. I think the 49ers can go into Packer Stadium and ruffle some feathers and take down Aaron Rodgers and really get after it. And I think they can force him into interceptions and fumbles. And then maybe Rodgers the fans go, "Oh, we don't want Rodgers anymore." Then maybe Rodgers comes to the Steelers. Maybe that's how it happens. Who's the other one there? You got it also could be if the Niners win and the Rams win. Man, the NFC Championship game, sometimes the NFC Championship game and the AFC Championship game are the funnest. Sometimes they're better. They're better than the actual Super Bowl. So imagine if you had, let me figure this out. Imagine if you had the Rams in the NFC Championship game versus the 49ers, and who would be a good AFC Championship game as well? Obviously, I think you want the Titans. Titans versus Bills? Is that going to happen? Yeah, let's go with that. I want Titans versus Bills in the AFC Championship game. And I want the 49ers versus Rams in the NFC Championship game. Get rid of the Packers. Get rid of the Buccaneers. Get rid of the Chiefs. Fuck them off. Get rid of the Bengals. Do you reckon that's going to happen? Titans versus Bills rematch. Niners are two beat up already. Packers are already getting healthy. Packers are getting pretty healthy too. I agree. They're a good side. They had a week off there. They were a good side, but I just want to see the Niners go. The voice says NFC. I want Niners versus Rams. How friggin' fantastic will that be? NFC Championship game, 49ers versus the St. Louis Rams, the Los Angeles Rams. Matt Stafford versus Jimmy Garoppolo. Two big defenses. I did say in my video there, I said, was it Joey? What's his name? Nick Bosa or Joey, whoever his name is. One of the Bosas on the Niners there. Donald and Von Miller. Those two teams, because they're a division rival, I think that'd be really fun to see. I think it'd be a really good time to see. And why can't we have a Titans-Bills, match? Like, that'd be great. Is it Nick? Yeah, there we go. It's too many bloody Boses, mate. Too many Boses. Exactly. George Todd from Wanganui. I don't want Bucks and KC. No one does. Dude, no one wants Bucks and KC. Besides Travis, our mate here who comes past, who wants KC. We saw that last year. We're sick of it. We're sick of seeing Brady, man. I don't want to see Brady anymore. I just can't. I'm just done. How many times have we watched Brady in the Super Bowl? Like 8 times? No, 10. Wait. He's got 7. 9 times we've watched Brady in the Super Bowl. Is he 7 out of 9? The Giants beat him. Fucking sick of it. Stop Brady, mate. If it's Bucks and KC, I'm not watching. I hear you. I'm going to stream it, but it won't be that fun. We all know what KC is. Let's get some new teams in there. Let's get some Bills. You could even put the Bengals in there if you wanted to see them fail. It would be fun if the Bengals made it the whole way. I will be cheering for the NFC team 1,000% to see the Bengals lose. And the Bengals would lose another Super Bowl, 0-3. That'd be fun. That's a good narrative. I would love that. I'm just sick of saying I want to see Bucks and KC, mate. Big Ben's retired. Big Ben's had 18 years. Brady's had 23 years in the NFL. Move. Stop it. Get out of the way. Let other people come in. I don't care if it's anyone else. Just get out of the way, mate. I'm sick of it. All right. Excuse me. You guys got any questions about the NFL, about the playoffs? Bengals will go all the way. If they go all the way, I'm cheering for whoever. I'm cheering for the NFC team, but I think Titans can do it. I think Titans have a chance in the dance. Rams got a pretty explosive offense too. They could go all the way. Actually, all these teams can. That's why they're there. All 8 teams can go all the way. That's exactly what they're there. Dan the DM says Rams Packers at Lambeau. There you go. So that's your NFC one, right? Rams beat Bucks, Packers at Lambeau. That'd be quite interesting. That's Stafford and Rodgers again. Can the Packers get to the Super Bowl? They've had a few short years too. People talk about the Steelers failing in the playoffs. The Packers have failed since their last Super Bowl 47 against the Steelers. The Packers haven't really had that much success in the playoffs either. They try and go on a run and then they lose. If you look into the Packers playoff record, this would be interesting. Playoff record, Packers. So they won one in 40. I think it was 47. I'm pretty sure. When did they win one? Where is it? 2010, right? Yeah, the Packers won 2010. I think that was Super Bowl 47 or 45 from memory. Was it 45? No, 45. They beat the Steelers 31-25, right? Since then, the Packers have been to 2011 playoffs. They lost in the division against the Giants. They lost. They won a wild card in 2012, and they lost again to the 49ers in the division. Wow, the 49ers have taken care of them a few times. Wow, hang on a minute. The 49ers have beaten the Packers 3 times in a row in the playoffs. 2012, 2013, and 2019. How good is that? The 49ers can go into the Lambeau Field and win again. Wouldn't that be fantastic if they can go in there? Got rid of McCarthy. That Dallas game shows why. Yeah, he used to be a Packer dude too. So the Packers, big hurdle is the 49ers. They've beaten them 3 times in a row in the playoffs. 2014, the Seattle Seahawks ended their conference championship. So they won the division, and then Seattle Seahawks went on to the playoffs. 2015 is when the Arizona Cardinals beat them in 2015. Again, 2016 is when the Falcons beat them 44-21, and they went on to lose the Super Bowl. So they're trying to get there. They're getting to the conference game, but they just can't win the conference game. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 4 times since 2010, the Green Bay Packers have not won the NFC conference game. They lost to the Buccaneers in 2020. They lost to the 49ers in 2019. They lost to the Falcons in 2016. So there you have it. So they're trying their best to get back there with Aaron Rodgers. They just can't get over that hurdle. Jeff Zaire. Yeah, you can spam. I don't really care, man. That's a lot. You have to go all the way back to 2015 to have a Super Bowl that doesn't have a Brady or KC. That's terrible. Oh, I still remember the Patriots versus the Rams, and I was like, dude, I was doing at the time when the world was actually fun. I was doing, where was I doing? I was doing my travel diploma in Sydney, in North Sydney. And when I went down for lunch, I think I did a test, and I went down to the bar. And when I went to the bar to watch the Super Bowl, Rams versus with Jared Goff versus the Patriots, I think the halftime score was like 3-0 or something? Halftime score. Let's look it up. Super Bowl, Rams versus Pats. I'm pretty sure the halftime score was 3-0. Yeah. That was the most boringest Super Bowl I've ever seen in my life. First quarter, 0 points. Second quarter, the Patriots scored a field goal to lead up 3 to the half, right? And then third quarter was 3-3. And then the Patriots scored 10 points to win 13-3. That's pretty boring, man. February 3rd, 2019. If I go through the box score, it just wasn't a fun Super Bowl, so it didn't even matter. Tom Brady was 21 for 35, 262, 1 interception, 1 sack. QBR 24, and Jared Goff was 19 of 38, 220 yards, 1 interception, 4 sacks, QBR 16. So both offenses couldn't do anything, and it wasn't the fact that, in my opinion, it wasn't the fact that the defense was good on either side. It was the fact that both teams were shithouse on the offense. Julian Edelman got 141 yards in that game. Gronkowski got 87 yards. Cooks got 120 and Woods got 70. But I don't remember the game really. It didn't open up until the fourth quarter. I remember the first quarter there was a lot of drop passes, a lot of routes that just didn't work. The offense on both sides was just terrible. They couldn't run the football. If they had rushing here, finally the New England got the rushing at Sony Michel got 94 yards, 154. Todd Gurley was held in check, got 35. CJ Anderson was 22 yards. Yeah, boring, man. To me, that wasn't even a defensive. It wasn't even a defensive. What do you call it? Defensive Super Bowl team. It wasn't. It was just that both teams were just really bad on offense. And then finally, it came down to the fourth quarter. And the Patriots won. Who even scored the touchdown? Sony Michel scored the touchdown, 26 long in that game. So, yeah, we don't want to see Tom Brady is just boring, man. He's a boring quarterback to watch now. He is just like, yes, he's probably the best ever to play the game, but he's like, he throws those 3-yard routes, those 4-yard routes. They don't go anywhere. They just go for a crossing route and they get 10 yards, 15 yards. Kind of dumb. Dan says that was a really terrible Super Bowl. Yeah. I came back from my test and I was like, oh, it must be about 17-20 or something. 3-0 at halftime. It was really bad. So that's quite an interesting stat there. We had if Brady's been more in every Super Bowl since what? Is it 2015? Man, it's good though. Super Bowl day is like one of the best days of the year. So we had, of course, you had back to 50 when I went to San Francisco. It was Denver Broncos versus Carolina. A lot of teams thought that Carolina was going to do some stuff. Then Cam Newton couldn't pick up the ball. They lost 24-10. New England versus Atlanta Falcons, 34-28. Man, the Falcons have not been the same. They have not been the same team since 2017. Philadelphia Eagles in 52. They won 41-33. That was quite an exciting game. The Eagles showed up and beat the New England Patriots. Man, New England's been like 1, 2, 3. They went 3 in a row. They won against the Rams, what we talked about. In 2020 was KC versus the 49ers. They won 31-20. They beat the 49ers. I kind of forget that the 49ers went there. That was only 2 years ago. Who played for was that Jimmy again? No, who played for the 49ers then? Who was the quarterback for 2020? That's amazing. Was it Jimmy? Might have been Jimmy again. Jimmy might have played that game. I've kind of forgotten about the 49ers actually they had a team that year. What did they go that year? They went 13-3. And they went on to win. They went on to go to the Super Bowl. So they versed the Vikings 27-7, 27-10, the divisional, and they won the NFC Championship game 37-20. There you go. I'm so, pushed back by the NFL. I just forgot that the 49ers were there 2 years ago with Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. There you go. But they end up losing to the Chiefs. That's when they drafted Nick Bosa, 2019 draft, Deebo Samuel, Mitch Wisnowski, which is the Australian guy, the punter. So now they're coming back. They have a chance now again to go back to the Super Bowl. But I did forget that they lost that. That was in February 2nd during 2020. That was during the COVID stuff as well. Hard Rock Stadium. And then last year, Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Chiefs 31-9. The Chiefs got rousted. How's that? I forgot Jimmy was even there. I forgot Jimmy was even there, mate. That's how much I just don't watch. I don't watch the 49ers that much, to be honest. That's very interesting. So KC was there 31-20, and then the next year it was 31-9, and the Bucks do have a chance to go back to back, but we don't want to see that happening. It's going to be February 13th, and in Australia and New Zealand, it'll be February 14th. That's our Valentine's Day, so I can't wait. SoFi Stadium, hopefully it's packed out that way. One thing, if I do get a chance, you know what I'm going to try and save up for if I do get a chance, and if I'm allowed to go, depending on the restrictions or whatnot, or if life is back to normal. February 9, 2025, Super Bowl, 59 is in New Orleans. I think that would be the best. Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans, that to me would be one of the funnest cities to have a Super Bowl in. I've been to New Orleans before, and it is a good time. It is a fun time for drinking, for food, for music, for running around town, having the best time you can. So 2025, if I can save my pennies up, and if I'm allowed to be over there, I'm going. I'm going to that. That's what I'm doing. Caesars Superdome, which is really close actually. The Superdome is really close to the actual city. I've walked past there and put my hand on the outside. New Orleans would be fantastic. That'd be a great time. 59. They haven't announced yet 60, but that's what? That's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 years away or 3 years away. 3 years away from Super Bowl 59, New Orleans, and you never know. It could be the Steelers could be there too. The Steelers could have a shot for that. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen this upcoming playoffs in the next few days. Anyone got any more questions to go? I'm just rambling on, mate. I'm rambling. Thanks everyone for coming by and seeing the show. I got some few other videos in mind to do maybe over the next few days, but I'm also streaming the games too. Streaming the Bengals game, the Titans game, and that's the same game. What an idiot. Yeah, I'm streaming all of them. We're just gonna go hard in the paint. We're gonna go put it on, put the TV on. We're gonna have beverages. We're gonna have a good time, and I can't wait. I think there's only 7 more games to go. I'm pretty sure I heard a stat. There's like 7 games to go before there's no more football, and then we just cry ourselves to sleep. Once there's no football, there's no point. What are you meant to watch? You know, Steelers are out, and the NFL turns off, and then February 15th or 14th, there's nothing else to do. What are you meant to do? You know? I don't know. This channel will still be going. I'll be hoping to do at least 1 video a week. XFL, that's true. I'm gonna try and figure out how I can watch the USFL. I want to try and figure that out and follow that and talk about the players, talk about the coaches, and I think that'll be really fun. Yeah, I know, dude. It never stops, man. I know it never stops. It's just crazy. Like, I've been following this NFL for like 20 years now. And George says he's working the next 9 days. Awesome, man. You know, I always look. If you come in for 1 comment or 1,000 comments, I appreciate it, man. But the NFL never stops. Like, it just never. You know, the day like after the Super Bowl, like when someone wins it, and they go, "All right, who's the draft?" They're like, "Okay, all right, who can we draft now?" They start talking about the Jaguars, you know, prospects, the Jaguars' chances, the Jets' chances, the Browns' chances. Will Baker be there? It just never stops. That's why it's so much fun. You know, is Baker the real deal? Is he the real deal in Browns? Is Lamar Jackson the real deal? Is who's going to be our quarterback? Will it be Mason Rudolph? Will it be Haskins? So many things. You know, Joe Burrow win the division 2 times in a row? Are the Bengals the best team in the AFC North right now? For your Cards, how do the Cardinals get over the hump and get back to the playoffs? You know, you had that run where you did versus Steelers in the Super Bowl and lost, but what do you do now? Who are you drafting? It's very interesting. It's very interesting to see how it all works out, you know. And I bet you, RIP, you don't want the Rams to win. I bet you don't want the Rams or the 49ers to win because then they'll boast themselves in that division. I would bet that I think you would hate the 49ers more than I think you would hate the Rams because the 49ers have won all those divisions and the titles. And I reckon as a Cardinals fan, I think, you know, you've been the younger brother and you want to bash the shit out of the 49ers. So you don't want the 49ers or the Rams to win. You want to see them lose. You'd rather see the Buccaneers or the Packers win. Because why would you want your division? You know, you go into all the other YouTube guys and the other podcasters and stuff like that, and they're talking about, you know, the Rams are the best team, but they're still in your division. So I find that, you know, crazy too. All right. Oh, that's so good. I hear you, man. I hear you 100%. That's why it's funny. That's why I think, I don't think you want them to go and win the Super Bowl because if they win that, then those fans are gonna, you know, they're gonna have it over you next year. So you probably want, I'm not going to speak for you, but what I think you want is the Rams to lose this week and the 49ers to lose. and they can join you on the couch, and you can all rebuild together. It's going to be very interesting over the next few days for sure. 49ers Packers. So you want the Packers to win, you want the Bucks to win, because if it's 49ers versus Rams, and one of your division rivals is going to the Super Bowl for sure. And also you had like that division, probably the best division in the NFL, the NFC West. You had 3 teams go to the playoffs. So that's pretty crazy. It could have been the AFC North, but the Ravens and Browns shat the bed near the end. If the Ravens had won a few games, it might have been Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals with those 3 teams. You got no problem with the Niners, really? I thought you would. I thought you would have a problem because they've won all the Super Bowls. Does that not annoy you or not? I don't know. Anyways, excuse me, as I'm trying to swallow my drink here. Let's call it a day. Thanks everyone for coming around to Steel Nation Australia. So much going on in the next few days. What do we got? Today's Thursday. Your Wednesday. Debo. Yeah, Debo's cool, man, isn't he? Isn't he cool? You're a fan of Jimmy too? Yeah, I like Debo, dude. Debo Samuels is a good player. He's a really good player. I wish we had him. He's a superstar. He gives it his all. I like that. What was I saying? I forgot. Oh yeah, so it's my Thursday, your Wednesday. So what are we, about 3-4 days away from the divisional round? Can someone answer me this question? Why do they call it the divisional round? It's not divisional playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do they call it the divisional round? You got wild card, divisional, and conference. Conference makes sense because you win the conference. Divisional round is Bengals versus Titans. They're not in the same division. 49ers versus Packers. They're not in the same division. None of these teams are in the same division. Why do they call it? Like, I've been thinking about this the last few weeks. I was like, why do you call it the divisional round? Is it because they can't think of anything better? There's nothing. Wild card makes sense. Like, it's a crazy week to see the other teams from the string, like the 7th, the 6th, the 5th. If they win, it's a crazy wild card week. Because both teams that won the division. Wait, I think because both teams that won the division all play one of them. Right. Hang on a minute. I know what you're saying. Wait a minute. Are you saying because you can't have 2 wildcard teams play? Like, you can't have 6 and 7 play, right? Is that right? You can't have 5, 6, and 7 play each other, can you? If the Steelers and Pats won, they can't play each other, can they? Maybe it's something. It's still. I agree with you. I think they're getting lazy. I think it's still funny. So 5, 6, and 7 can't play each other, right? No, it's 1v. It's the first. Maybe it's got to do with when they used to have the buys. When it was like 1 and 2 had a buy, and they would play the lower seeds, and it was only 6 teams. Still to me, it's a bit funny. Like, why call it divisional round? But only one team gets the bye now. But I reckon in the next 2 or 3 years, probably when they do 18 games, they'll do an 18-game schedule, and they'll advance. They'll make it 8 teams in the playoffs. They'll have to. They'll have to do 8 teams. They'll have 2 get a bye and 6 play. The ones who won the division names in the NFC. Wait, I think the ones who won the division in the NFC, all teams versus the AFC. I'm a bit confused what that means, but I don't know. But it used to make sense when you had the number 1 have a bye, number 2 have a bye. But it doesn't matter. It's only something comical. But I think in the future, I reckon they'll do 8 teams. I think they'll have two teams will have a bye, first and second, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Me too. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will be playoffs for the wild card. G'day, Tony. 3, 4. Those teams from 3 to 8 will be in the wild card, and then 1 and 2 will verse the other teams. Like, surely they can do that. Like, wouldn't it be easier to do an 8-game playoff than 7? 7 just seems very odd. But then saying that, if you do 8-team playoff, that's 16 teams can make the playoffs. That's 50% of your you're either in or you're out. 16 teams are going to say, I don't know. Sorry, Tony, mate, we got to get going. All right. I'll see you guys soon, eh? Thanks, everyone, to come by to Steel Nation Australia. Thanks, Rip. Thanks, Tony, mate. Thanks, Dan, Voice. Thanks, everyone, for coming by. Feel free to check out any other stuff, any other videos and whatnot, see what's going on. What part of Australia am I from? I'm New South Wales. I'm between Newcastle and Sydney. So a place called Central Coast. Right in the middle. So, I think, aren't you from? Did I meet you before? I think you're from Australia too. I'm not too sure. Anyways, catch me later. We've got more talking to do. We're going to stream all the games. So catch me then. All right, see you guys later. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.